So in this video, we will learn how to create meeting notes document from new Calendly event. Now suppose guys, you have created some kind of event in Calendly. Let's take an example of job interview. So you have created a Calendly event page using which all the candidates who are interested in your organization can schedule a job interview, a meeting with you. And you are asking some questions to them on the event booking page. Now using this automation, whenever a new invitee will be created in Calendly, whenever a user will schedule a meeting or appointment with you in Calendly, automatically using those details, we are going to create a meeting note document in Google Docs. So in Google Docs, we have a template document. We are going to enter the details entered by the user in this booking page in that document, and we are going to create a new document. And at last, using this same automation, we are going to enter all of these details into a Airtable database to create a new record over there. So guys, using this automation, we are going to get a new invitee, a new appointment, and using that details, we are going to create a meeting note document and at last enter the details in Airtable. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give your workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Calendly to Google Docs to Airtable. And then just click on Create. Now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, first, we have to get the details or the data of the appointment booking, which we are getting from Calendly inside Pabbly Connect. So we are going to connect our Calendly account with Pabbly Connect and get that data. After that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send the details of the user who has booked the appointment to Google Doc so that the document template which we have created in Google Doc, using this template, we can create a new document for each and every appointment booking. And at last, we are going to add all of these details with the document link in our Airtable database. So let's begin. Now here in Trigger window, in Choose Apps, search for Calendly. Select Calendly over here. And after that, in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select Invitee Created. After selecting a trigger event, just click on this Connect button. Select Add New Connection, and here guys, we have to connect our Calendly account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, just click on this Connect with Calendly button. Now guys, because I have already logged into my Calendly account in my browser, Pabbly Connect has detected the same account and made the connection. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the organization. So right now in my Calendly account, I have created only one organization and this is it. So in the dropdown, if you have multiple organizations, you will see a list of all the organizations below over here. So let's select the organization. And here in my Calendly account, it's a single user account. So if you have multi-user account in the dropdown below, you will get a list of all the users as well. Right now I have only one user, so you can select it. Then after this, it says an important note that says, make sure you have a pro Calendly plan in order to use this integration. So use this automation to automate or to connect your Calendly account with Pabbly Connect and use it in automation. You need to have a Calendly Pro plan. After this, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. And now guys, here you can see it has changed to waiting for response. Now this means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some data, some response of a new invitee being created, of a new appointment booking from Calendly. So we are going to do the same. We are going to book a test appointment, a dummy appointment on our Calendly account. So let's go to Calendly account, and here you can see I have created an event named as job interview. Let's copy the appointment booking page of this event, go to a new tab and paste it over here. Now after this, let's select a random date, for example 13th of December, and a time as 10 a.m. So let's book an appointment for this date and time. Let's enter the details of a dummy user. For example, dummy name. This is the name of the person. This is the email address of the person who is scheduling an appointment with us. And after this guys, let's enter a random address. So just some random text. After this, let's enter the position, They are applying for the position of developer, department, product development. This is the department. Select the location as, for example, remote, and skills as MySQL, PHP, and Java. So some random details. After entering these details on this appointment booking page, just click on this schedule event button. So just now we made a test appointment booking on our Calendly's appointment booking page. And because we have connected our Calendly account with Pabbly Connect, we will see the details of the same booking are now captured inside Pabbly Connect. And yes, here in Pabbly Connect, we can see we have received some response. And in this response, you can see the details of the same booking. We have the exact date and time, that at what date and time this appointment is being scheduled. Then after that, we have today's date and time, that just now we have basically booked this appointment. Then we have the email address of the user which they have entered while booking the appointment. Then we have the name of the person, dummy name. Then we will scroll down and all the details they have entered while scheduling this appointment. We can see all of those details over here. We have the address, we have the position, we have the department they have selected, we have the location, remote or on-site, and also we have the skills they have entered. So basically, using this Calendly appointment booking page, we have received all the details from the users, from the candidates. Now, in the next step, what we have to do, we have to send all of these details to Google Docs so that the template document, the template meeting document, which we have created in Google Docs, using this template, we can create a meeting note document for the same event with all the details entered by the user. And also in the same response, you can see the details of the event, that for which event the user has basically entered or for which event the user has basically booked the appointment. Now what we have to do, we just have to scroll down, and here in these responses, you can see a response named as resource start time. And here you will see the exact date and time, that for what date and time the candidate has actually scheduled the meeting or the appointment. So we have the date 13th of December 2022 and the time. But guys, this date and time is in pretty complex format, and the time in this date is in UTC time zone. So here guys, what we have to do, we have to first convert this date and time response from UTC time zone to our Asia, Kolkata, Indian time zone, or any local time zone which you use, in which you have created your Calendly account, in which you want to add the data. And also we have to change the format of this date and time into a pretty simpler or regular or the format which we use in our day-to-day life. So to change the format of this date and time and also the time zone, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect that is called Date Time Formatter. For that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose Apps, select Date Time Formatter. After selecting it, an action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Format Date with Time Zone. Click on Connect. Then guys, after making the connection, the first thing it asks us is the date. That what is the date, what is the response, whose format and time zone we want to change. So we want to change the format and time zone of this particular date. So we have to map this same date over here. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, and in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Calendly of a new invitee being created of a new appointment booking. You can see all of these responses over here. And from this drop down, select this response of resource start date and map it over here. After this, it is asking us from format, that in which format this date and time is present right now. And in the drop down below, you can see a list of different formats. So this is the format guys in which this date and time is present right now. So let's select it. And then it is asking us for the to format, that in which format you want to convert it. So in the drop down below, you can see any desired format according to your choice. So we have this format of day, month, year, hours, minutes, and seconds. So I want to convert this date and time in this simpler readable format. Just select it and map it over here. Then it is asking us from time zone, that according to which time zone we have received this response of date and time. So from the drop down, we have to select UTC because we have received this date and time in UTC time zone. And in to time zone, we have to select Asia, Kolkata, or any other desired time zone in which you want to convert it. And at last, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here in response, you can see the date and time into a pretty simpler format and according to the Asia Kolkata time zone. So 13th of December 2022 was the date and 10 AM was the time for which we have scheduled this event, this meeting, this appointment. So we have received the same over here. Now after this, let's send all of these details to Google Docs so that we can create meeting documents from the template. For that, just scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button. And here in Choose Apps, search for Google Docs. Select Google Docs. Then in Action Event from the drop-down, we have to select the action event as Create Document from Template. Just select it, click on Connect, and select Add New Connection. Now guys, we have to connect our Google Docs account with Pabbly Connect. We have to connect the same Google Docs account in which we have created our template document. So to make this connection, just click on this Sign in with Google account, Sign in with Google button. Just select your Google account, your Google Docs account. Scroll down and click on Continue. And as you click on Continue, you will see our Google Docs account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the template document. So in the drop-down below, you can see a list of all the documents which you have created in your Google Doc account. And out of all of these documents, which template document do you want to use in this automation workflow? So I have created this template document to create the meeting documents or meeting notes named as Job Interview Doc Template. So using this template, I want to create the new documents. And guys, we have to basically select the same template over here from this drop down. So over here, just select the same template. Then it is asking us new documents name. That what will be the name of the document which we are going to generate using this automation. So every time using this automation, a new document will be generated, but what will be the name? So we have to enter the name over here. So let's take an example, guys, that I want the new document name to be the name of the candidate who has scheduled the appointment and their email address. So I want to use a combination of the name and the email address. So we are going to map the name of the user and email address over here. As we all know, the process of mapping is very simple. Click on this field and from the calendar responses, select the name of the person, then after a space, add a hyphen, and then from the drop-down, select the response of email. So whatever name and email the user is going to enter while scheduling the appointment with us, we are going to use the same name and email for this meeting document name. Then after that, next thing it asks us is new documents location. That the document which we are going to generate using this template, those newly generated documents are going to store in our Google Drive folder. But we have to select that in which folder we want to save it. And in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the folders which you have created in your Google Drive account. Now here guys, I have created a folder in my Google Drive named as Interview Docs. This is the folder where I want my newly generated document using this automation to be stored. And from this folder, I'm going to access them all. So we have to select the same folder where we want to store over here and from this drop down. Then after this, you can see a list of different fields over here. And all of these different fields came from this template document which we have created. So in this template document, you can see in double curly braces, I have added text multiple times. Here is date and time, here is your name, here is applicant name, position applied for, department, type, address, and skills. So basically, we have asked all of these details, or we have received all of these details from Calendly of the appointment booking details with the appointment booking details or response. Now, one by one, I want to add all of these details in this document. So this text which we have added in double curly braces, these texts are basically some body field, some variable. Basically, these are dynamic text. And this text, the text in place of these variables, these body fields, can be changed for every new document which we generate using this automation. So every new meeting document which we generate using this template, the date and time of the appointment or the interview is going to change. Then the applicant's name is going to be changed. The position is going to change. And all of this data is going to change for every new response, every new booking or every new appointment which we get from Calendly. So to add this kind of text in the document, newly generated document, we have added these kind of body fields, these kind of variables. And you can see all of these variables over here, or all of these dynamic text over here in Pabbly Connect as new fields. So one by one from the Calendly responses, we have to map the response in their respective field. So let's start with date and time. So we have received the date and time which the user has selected that for what date and time they want to schedule the interview. And we have received that response over here. And using date-time formatter, we have converted that response into a pretty simpler format. So we have to basically map the same response of date and time of the interview over here in this field. Just click here and from the drop-down from date-time formatter responses, select and map the response of date and time over here. Then here I have created another dynamic text of your name where I wanted to mention the name of the interviewer. So let's enter a random name manually. For example, Pabbly Test. This is the name. Then the applicant's name. So here in applicant name, I want to mention the name of the user who has scheduled or booked the interview with us, the appointment with us using Calendly. So from the drop down of Calendly responses, we just have to map the name of the person over here. Then we have to mention the position they have applied for. So from the drop down, Calendly responses, select the response of the position which they have selected and map it. Then after that, in the next field of department, from the drop down, map the department they have selected, then map the type, the location basically. So here in type, we were asking them for the location, that they want a remote location or on-site. So here from the drop down, we have to basically map that response of the user over here, that was remote. Then we have to map the response of address. So next field after location was address. So let's map address over here. So from the drop down, select the response of address, and at last the skills. So we have to map the response of skills as well. So in this way, you can basically create any kind of template document in Google Docs, and you can add as many number of dynamic tags, as many number of variables in your Google Doc over here in the template document over here in this way by adding some text in double curly braces. And you will see all of these dynamic text, dynamic fields over here in Pabbly Connect. And one by one, you can map the data in the respective fields. After mapping all of these details, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. Now after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, using this data and this template document which we have selected, a new document is being created. The name of the document is this and the location of the document is this. In this folder of Google Drive, the newly generated document has been saved. So let's check our Google Drive folder first. So let's go to Google Drive. And yes, here in this Google Drive folder, we can see that just now a new document has been added. The name of the document is the name of the person who has basically booked the appointment with us and the email address. The same combination of name and email address which we have entered in Pabbly Connect. And when we will open this document, we will see the same details which the user has entered while scheduling the appointment with us using Calendly. So in this way, we have basically created a document, a meeting note or meeting document using the template in this automation. Now guys, after this, we have to add the details of the appointment which we have received from Calendly and the newly generated document which we have created using the Google Doc into our Airtable database as a new record. But here guys, the response which we have received from Google Docs, in this response, we haven't received the link, the URL of this document, this meeting document. So what we have to do, using Google Drive's action of share a file, we have to basically retrieve the URL or the link of that newly generated document. Now here guys, because we have stored or the newly generated document has been saved in our Google Drive, that's why we have to use the Google Drive action in the next step. Just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button, and here in Choose App, search for Google Drive. Select Google Drive. After this, an action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Share a File with Anyone. Just select it, click on Connect, and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our same Google Drive account where we have stored the newly generated document. So here guys, just click on this Sign in with Google button, select your Google Drive account, scroll down and click on Continue. And as we click on Continue, we will see our Google Drive account will also get connected with Pabbly Connect. Now here guys, the newly generated document, when you will open this document, you will see this document right now has a share permission of private to only me. So if you want to share this document with your team members directly with the link, you can't do that. So using the same action event of share a file with anyone, we are going to change the share permission of this document as well. So all of your team members who has the link of this document can access it as well. Now here guys, after selecting this action event, the only thing it asks us is the file ID. So in the drop down below, you will see a list of all the files which you have on your Google Drive folder. But every new document we generate in Google Doc response, we will get a new document ID, a new file ID. So what we have to do, you guessed it right. We have to map the same response of document ID over here in this response for file ID. Just turn on this mapping button in front of it is on. Just clear the default response, and from the drop down from the Google Doc responses, select the response of document ID and map it over here. So every time this automation runs, every time we get a new appointment, using those details, a new document is generated from the template in our Google Docs, and then it is going to map or change the share permission of the same document which we have created. So after mapping this document ID, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. And then here in response, you will see that the share permission of the same file is now changed. So earlier the share permission was private to only we, but now it has changed to anyone with the link. And in this same response, guys, when you will scroll down, you can see different links of this same document. So here you will see we have the web view link. Just copy this link from here, go to a new tab and paste it over here. And you, by clicking on this link, any of your user can basically access this document as well. Other than that, other than this web view link, you also get the PDF link, HTML link or zip link of the same document as well. Now guys, what we have to do, we have to send this document link and other details of the appointment booking to Airtable to create a new record over there. For this, just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button. And here in Choose App, search for Airtable. Select Airtable. And then in Action Event from the drop-down, select Create Record as the action event. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Airtable account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key or the token of our Airtable account. Now here you must be thinking how you can get this API key or token. So you just have to go to your Airtable account. On the right side, click on this profile option and click on accounts over here. After reaching to this accounts page, just scroll down and here you can see the API key of your Airtable account. Just copy this API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And then just click on Save. And now as we click on Save, we will see that our Airtable account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the base ID, that in which base of our Airtable account we want to add this new record, this new data. And in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the different bases which we have created in Airtable. So the base which we are using in this video is named as job interviews. So here in Pabbly Connect, from the drop down, let's search for the base job interviews. After selecting the base, the next thing we have is the table ID. So in this Airtable base, I have created only one table right now named as meeting details. So we are going to select the same base, same table basically over here from this drop down. And after selecting it, all the column of data which you have created in this table can be seen over here in Pabbly Connect. So here we have the candidate name, email, address, position applied for, and all of these details till the meeting link document. We can see all of those fields over here in Pabbly Connect. And one by one, we have to once again map the same data over here. Just click here and from Calendly responses, map the response of name over here. Then in email, from the Calendly responses, map the response of the email or the candidate. Then after that, let's map the address. So this is the response of address. Then map the response of position. So scroll down and map the response of position. Then let's map the department which they have entered. So one by one, all of the data which you want to add to Airtable, you can basically create the table or the columns of that data in your Airtable database. And one by one, you have to basically map that same data. Here, let's map the location as remote and then the meeting link document. So using Google Drive's action, share file with anyone, we have received the document link of the newly created meeting document. So we just have to map that link over here in this field. And after mapping all of this data, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received the response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that all the data which we have mapped over here are now added as a new record in our Airtable database. So let's check it. We will go to Airtable. And yes guys, here you can see that in our Airtable account, the same data is added as a new record. We have the same candidate name, same email, address, position, designation, department, and all of the data with the meeting document link which we have just now created. When you click on this link, you can see this document has opened which we have created using the template meeting document over here. Now guys, we have successfully completely created this automation workflow, and using this automation now, whenever we are going to receive a new appointment in our Calendly account, automatically using the details the user has entered while scheduling the appointment, we are going to create a meeting document and we are going to add all of those details, all of that data into our Airtable database. So guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once in real time. Let's book another meeting. Let's schedule another meeting over here. So we are going to once again copy the link of the meeting page, the event page. Just copy it here, just paste it once again. And this time, let's select the date as, for example, 16th of December. And select the time, for example, 2 p.m. Confirm. Let's enter the details of a user, test user. Let's enter email address as well. Then the address. Then applying for the position of video creator, for example. Team is marketing. Location is on site, and skills, for example, Camtasia. Okay, let's click on the schedule event button. And just now, we have received another appointment on our Calendly page. So just now, a user has scheduled an interview on our Calendly page. And we will see instantly, automatically, within second, with the same details we have entered or the user has entered while scheduling the appointment or the interview, the meeting document has been created in our Google Drive. So here we'll go to a Google Drive, and here you can see that with the same name, test user, and the same email address, a document has been created. When we open this document, we will see it will have the same details of the appointment or the interview. We have the same date, 16th of December 2022, and the same time. We have the same name which we have entered of our interviewer. We have the same user's name, applicant's name, position which they have entered, the same department, location, address, and the skills as well. And also the share permission of this document is anyone with the link. And also we will see that the details of the same document and the same interview are now added as a new record in our Airtable database. So guys, now we can see that we have tested this automation and it is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find a clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.